Hey everyone, back again. Thought I'd do my second pop punk review of 2017. Um, so I decided that this next one had just released again on the 20th. Red, Green, or Inbetween by Neck Deep. Yeah, the newer pop punk band Neck Deep. What? Oh, it's not Neck Deep? Oh, I'm just finding out that this is not Neck Deep. It's actually a band called Wester. Yeah, so I went through this whole album thinking it was Neck Deep. No, I'm kidding. But for the love of God, this sounds like Neck Deep, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's different from Neck Deep. I think that if I were to be shown two tracks, one from Wester, one from Neck Deep, you could easily tell which is which. So I think that Wester is not really copying Neck Deep in anything. I think that while the two vocalists sound very similar, I feel like they both have, first of all, they both have their own vocal style. They have similar voices, but you could pick them apart even on like a cappella versions of songs. And secondly, the instrumental is very different for each of these bands. Production's different too. But yeah, all joking aside and all, comparisons aside, this was a solid album. This is, I had heard the first single they released off the album, Lonely Smiles. And full disclosure, I actually did think it was Neck Deep at first until I looked and saw, oh wait, no, it's Wester. But it was a catchy song. I did like it. I really did like it. It was, on the more punk side of pop punk, and I found that pretty good. I found that enjoyable. The vocalist of Wester does a great job in this album. Pop punk vocalists don't really get enough credit, in my opinion. He definitely channels the pop punk sound through his voice, and sounds exactly like the instrumentals like would need for a pop punk vocalist. Yeah, he does phenomenal. The instrumentals, it's pop punk. They're not too complex, but they're great. They're good. I can't really think of anything that I could critique out of them. I think they're, I think there's always room for improvement with instrumentals and with vocals and all that stuff. But I feel like Wester, especially for this early in their career, have, comparatively perfected it. They're a great pop punk band for where they are in their careers. And that definitely shines on this track, Lonely Smiles. Yeah, so after Lonely Smiles, there were a few other singles, and then the full length was released. Songs that really stand out, the first couple, Footprints and Featherweight, two just great pop punk songs. These could definitely be some popular jams. Like if Wester were to go big, these two would be up towards the top, along with Lonely Smiles. They're later on in the album, just after Lonely Smiles, the fifth track, Nail the Casket, Thanks for Nothing, another great pop punk song, nice and catchy. Nothing, amazingly special about it. It just stands out as a catchier track, a really enjoyable track. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And along with that, there's The Last Ride, a couple songs later, and King's Cup is actually just before The Last Ride. Two great songs off of this record. Overall, it again, this is another album that song to song doesn't deviate much in sound. It just sticks with the same pop punk sound, just song after song after song. And honestly, I'd probably critique something like that, but it works. It works. Like it. I didn't get bored going through the album. I made it to the end. Full disclosure, I don't know how many times I'll listen to this album this year, but I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed this entire album. Part of that might be that I love Neck Deep. I think that Life's Not Out to Get You, their album released in 2015, was the best pop punk album of the year in 2015, in my opinion. and it too. I still listen to it today. I couldn't find a bad song on that album. I have to say that with this album, I can't find a bad song again, but there are some songs that stand out so much over others. I don't know if I would listen to the entire album again, but definitely please check this band out. Check out this album, Red, Green, or Inbetween. There's definitely, if you don't like the entire album, there's definitely tracks that will stick out in this album that you will definitely like. And like I said, if you're a fan of Neck Deep or Secrets, State Champs, or if you're a fan of just modern pop punk music, the story so far, you have a very good chance of liking this album. And I would definitely keep an eye out for Wester in the coming years, because this is, like I keep saying, this is a dang good album. It's just an enjoyable album. I think that these guys can, if these guys focus on the nitpicky parts of their music, I think they can make it big. They can become the next big pop punk band. As usual, I'll leave the links in the description below for purchasing on iTunes, for their Facebook page, for Wester's Facebook page, and then I'll leave a link to a playlist on YouTube with the full album. So check them out if you like it, buy the music, and thanks for watching the video. Peace.